we must learn to control them with our higher chakras, the heart chakra, throat, and head. So we do this by raising the serpent of Kundalini, which is a force. We raise it up through the spinal chakra canal. This feminine force, which awakens the right side of the brain, creates balance and unity with our masculine side, which is known in science as the left hemisphere of the brain. So Kundalini is not just feminine then, but we primarily recognize it as so because all our source of energy comes from our root chakra. It's our divine or mother nature which provides us with this energy to ascend upwards to our Father in the heavens, in our brain. And how do we do this? Well, to stay with the book of Revelation, it continues to say, the people began to weep bitterly because it says, no man was worthy to open the scroll or look inside it. Now, the root or original meaning of the word man means to think. So it's saying that no man can open up the 7 chakras. Why? Because man, with its thinking mind, cannot open the chakras by thinking. The secrets of the spine cannot be discovered, cannot be felt or opened by speculating, theorizing, or singing about it. It has to be experienced. So it continues to say, do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah has triumphed to open the scroll and its 7 seals. The Lion of Judah represents the zodiacal sign Leo, which represents the sun and also the heart. The sun being the heart, the center of our solar system, and also the center of our energetic body and chakras. Now, don't worry, these biblical references will make more sense by the end of the series. For example, you'll see how the heart chakra is an essential gateway for unlocking both the lower and higher chakras. So it's through the stimulation of Kundalini energy, which has its feminine power in love being the fire of the heart, and this energy rises up the spine, just as the sun rises in physical life through the chakras and bursts open into light, splitting itself into 7 colors of manifestation. The thinking mind cannot open the chakras. The heart must. The heart mind. If you are a somewhat advanced practitioner, you will know that if you place your attention, your awareness in your chest, your heart area, you will feel those vibrations of natural love that come from the heart chakra. Not many people can do this. I get a lot of questions and emails saying, I can't feel anything or any energy in my heart center. So this is what we're here for, right? To try and open and sense and commune with this center of love. If you were ever a teenager and you had your first love, right, your first crush, you may have noticed burning in your chest, right? This is to do with the heart chakra. So to understand how the chakras work, we can think of them as 7 magnetic centers within us that attract and accumulate certain forces or energies. Those energies can come from various things. But what is the base or raw force that these centers utilize? Prana. Prana means life force in a spiritual and material sense. Prana is everywhere, in every atom, in all the elements. Prana is also known as the breath. Okay, so it's everywhere. Now, not to get too technical here, but let's understand the metaphysical process through which prana gets stored in the chakras. Because there's a sort of process, you see, because prana is everywhere, right? But prana is primarily, fundamentally non-physical. So here's how it descends down into physical matter. First, prana is turned into akash or akasha. This is the principle of ether related to the etheric body. And then it turns into something called tattvas. Tattvas are basically the vibration of the ether. And if you know anything about the etheric body, the ether is sort of that vibratory energy that is in between the physical and spiritual dimensions. I'll leave resources down below if you're interested in all this. It's not too important to know these technicalities, okay? So it's through the aliveness of the tattvas that the chakras vibrate. And when they vibrate, it then stimulates the 7 endocrine glands. And when these glands are stimulated, they secrete a certain type of molecular structure of hormones. We feel this as energy. So to be more simple, prana goes into the chakras and then into the glands, and the glands create hormones. These hormones are essentially neurotransmitters in the systems of the body. For example, when you feel adrenaline or other intense emotions, they are your chakras at work. Or when you're in deep meditation and you feel ecstasy, bliss, samadhi, it's your pineal gland releasing hormones, hormones being chemicals. Serotonin, melatonin, dopamine are all examples of what are essentially hormones, neurotransmitters, or you could also say neurohormones. For example, 50% of dopamine is produced in the intestines. This is in the solar plexus and sacral chakra regions of the body. Have you ever felt butterflies or nervous energy in your solar plexus or belly? Sure, you could say that's just nerves, but no, pay attention. If you paid attention, you would understand it's a certain type of structure of energy in your body being stimulated for various reasons. And you should understand and be conscious of those reasons. And if you would, then you would be able to control it and integrate it instead of you being at the mercy of it, being at the receiving end of it. And if you were in touch with it, it could also be a form of telepathy. Someone sending you information or thinking about you or wants to contact you or something. So telepathy is based in the solar plexus, not in the head. But we'll see more about that in a few episodes. And on that note, to master the sacral chakra in the belly is also to master astral projection as well, by the way, but we'll see more about that too. So most commonly, we usually recognize these sensations in the belly as when we're nervous or desire something or someone, basically something egoic, right? So working with these chakras means to work with the chemicals in your body. It is to become an alchemist working in a laboratory, the laboratory being your body. And in order to awaken these chakras, we work with the fire. In other words, the primordial energy, the primordial fire of Kundalini, the same energy which gave you life. What is the sun? It is a flaming sphere, a flaming wheel of fire, which gives us life, which gives us food. It is solar atoms that we are always eating and ingesting into our body and chakras. But fire is also a destructive force too, right? So we'll see why Kundalini has also been understood as a sort of a double-edged sword. So this primordial fire of Kundalini, the same energy which gave you life, rises through the ether, the spiritual dimensions, to connect consciously to the intelligence of the magnetic centers within you. Right now, as novices, our chakras are essentially only getting energies from mostly external things, right? To work with the chakras and Kundalini is a combination of love and psychology, because this energy should flow naturally. But it is our negative and unconscious psychology and emotions which get in the way of being aligned with the source of prana. The source of prana being Kundalini, that feminine force which gives birth to all energy, all manifestations of reality. To use a saying for a lack of better words, this energy is pure, unadulterated love. Hence why relationships are really beneficial for us to practice love. Love surpasses all grips of the ego, but unfortunately today most people don't know how to love, and hence we can see why intimate relationships and awakening the chakras are equally difficult. Okay? If you're too caught up in the intellectual confusion of what love is, stop trying to figure it out. Love arises naturally through the practice of overcoming the ego. To live in a state without ego is love. It's impossible to not experience love if you do not have the ego. If you ever have moments where you feel very out of touch with this deep force of love, you can be sure there's something for you to be actively learning about yourself. This is how Kundalini, or Devi Kundalini, the divine cosmic mother, goddess Shakti, works with us. She is symbolized as a sleeping, dormant serpent at the base of our spine. And when we make her happy and devote ourselves to her by listening to our conscience, she caresses our spine and chakras and imbues us with cosmic energy. But if we constantly do negative acts and stay in lower states of consciousness, she simply recoils. She can't integrate because there's something in the way there, right? You are in the way. We must learn how to surrender, and we must learn what it means to love. It's impossible to raise Kundalini without love. Love is a tremendous, cosmic, powerful force. Get rid of, obliterate the superficial ideas you have of love that you've been conditioned from in society. As I said, the 7 chakras are manifestations, different rays of cosmic energy outside of us and also within us. It is a force that you can become conscious of directly. If you're just wanting to awaken your chakras just for spiritual powers, for own egoic needs, you will fail. You have to love that which gave us this energy in the first place, that which gave us life. It is our cosmic mother. Just as it's reflected in our physical life, how we came out of the womb of our physical mother, we have a spiritual mother within us too. This is very profound and deep to understand and takes a lot of meditation and contemplation to understand fully. And it's very difficult for me to express the reality of this in ways which it won't be received into our conditioned preconceptual psychology. The cosmic mother is also the ancient Egyptian goddess Nut, she who gives birth to gods. And in a sense, to awaken the chakras, to awaken Kundalini, is to also become a god, not in an egoic sense, but in a divine sense. The goddess Nut specifically gave birth to Osiris, Horus, Isis, and more. And as you can see on the screen, she reclines over the world, revealing her body, her sacred body, being space, being the cosmos itself. Where do the planets reside? In the womb of the universe itself. The divine feminine is the formless, and the divine masculine is form. The divine masculine is any object in space, in consciousness. It could be any object in your house. It could be the planet itself. Do you see where all of these come from? They come from the 7 rays of love, of Kundalini, which is manifested into this earth.